would love to maybe get from both of you a specific. Both of you have referred to working with young people, and Kathy, I certainly know some stories from you about that. And Magda, I would love to hear from both of you, maybe a specific example of how you bring this idea of radical love to your work with young people.
I am putting emphasis in any time that I have opportunity to work with young children. I most recently just give a lecture to 450 students from grade first to grade 9. And in Washington, I have choose when I am invited to do a public program at Tate Modern in London to work with elderly people and with young children from elementary grades schools. And in the project that I have done in Matanzas, I have involved young students, all under 13, years old, to work with gardening, with planting, also with painting, creating their own narrative. And when I came to Vanderbilt for the first time in 2011, the first piece that I did here was planting a garden. And I think those gestures and my own interest in this particular group, almost like planting seeds, is I am in the world planting seeds. And I think that every young individual in our planet is a seed. It's a seed that is growing. It's a plant that is growing. And I treat my relation with those groups in those manners. So that's what I do it.
Yeah. My background now is the trees, how some young people that are urban and are in technological worlds, they've given that up to find themselves, and they've come into the mountains or into where the trees are quiet, but speak to them, where they listen to the songs that the animals that are wild out there are carrying. So I think our curriculum at Teo Women United, the Akging program, was based on the cycle of corn. What does the corn plant need in order to grow? Tending to the soil, tending to its stages of life with love, caring, singing, honoring plants. And so each stage of our agricultural or our planting relations to plants. So now we're at the stage of sustainability. Everything is going to be gone if they have a nuclear war. Everything is polluted now with what they're putting out with the electromagnetic fields out in the air, all that heavy metals that are there. So I think now is a time when we do want the relations to happen with plants, with animals, with caring for each other. And every aspect of life on Mother Earth is sacred and has the right to life. Our children into the future have a right to a clean, healthy environment. And if that is what we wish and want and need, then be radically strong in your heart center to show that love, that compassion, that caring, no matter how much the culture of negativity tries to make us silent, tries to separate us. We want to come together in a communal aspect of living, caring, sharing together. And I think that takes a lot of intimate time to know who you are and know who you are as a spirit person, that your inner soulfulness is there to guide your outer motor body to do what you need to bring that goodness for everybody in prayers, in thoughts, in actions, in songs, and like you're saying, the silent walks, even in nature or even around. So the young people are right by us. They're not dialoguing across. They're with us when we do the farming with our pregnant women farmers, that they love to sing with the children. The children like to play in the muddles and the arroyos and the ditches and places together. And then the food is shared among the elders, the community. So I think that is okay to be who you are from your heart.
Now that you've both said such wonderful concluding things, I realize, especially because there's been so much conversation about water, that Magda, I would love to hear you talk just a little bit about your Mother's River of Tears um, performance, because it was so powerful. What I saw on video was so powerful. And if you could just maybe speak to it a little bit and the meaning for you of it.
Where it's just it is a piece just about reflecting in our time and making to a piece that is uh, atemporal, that is both about past and about the present, and a prayer for a better future. In the piece, I go back to the history of the many, many, many men and women too, who has been victim of police brutality, but which names people don't recognize because it's been long time in history and has been kind of forgotten in some way. And it's a prayer. I do a lot of work that are prayers. Prayer for better understanding, prayer for forgiveness, prayer for a I don't think in the oppressor and oppressee and oppressor. I am thinking about humans that don't understand completely the humanity of others, and the kind of disconnection in practicing love that become in such incidents. No, and I am absolutely against any form of violence, any form of violence. So in some way too, in my work is a prayer for an understanding through love, to an understanding to two simple things that I ask and I tell people sometimes. We, all of us, any human airlink in this planet, take a breath to born and take a last breath to die. There is no one of us that is exempt from that. The same way that every single one of us in this planet, human being, when pinched, bled red. There is nothing else. There is no one of us that is above the simplicity of taking one breath to come and be, and taking one last breath to go. And I want to make an emphasis in the horizontality of that capacity. We all feel love. We all have beating heart that seen and sense the pain of being loved and be positioning in a place of loveless. And I am interested, and I cannot help. Again, these are not pieces that I do because I need. They are pieces that I do because I directed to them, and I am I am just being guided by ancestral requests and forces, and I am a I am a conduit, and I am just a voice of long, 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 long time energies. To love radical is what it will make us better humans. Until we go there, we are still learning, growing. That's what I am interested in the elderly and in the young, because they both have something precious, innocent, and the cure of wisdom by time.
I sort of knew that if I brought the two of you together, there was so much in common that this conversation could probably go on for the next 2 hours, and I would actually love it to. But unfortunately, these pieces that we're doing are kind of short. So I could really literally sit and listen to the two of you talk for the next hour easily. But I do wonder if there's any kind of final things that you would like to say to each other about what you have heard today, about the work that you're both doing, about radical love, that you would like to leave us with.
Could I start first, Kathy, and let you, that is the woman with more wisdom, to close this conversation? I am grateful to be in your company, and I'm grateful to be in your presence. And I always say that when people find themselves, they has been writing long, long ago in the universe. I would like to meet you in person one time. Sometime we will figure out how to do that. And I learned from you today in this conversation. And I am dedicated my practice and my energy, my spiritual energy, to be good and to do good in this planet. And I feel that that is the most that is the hardest work, and that is the most precious work, just to be good. And I am committed to that.
And the same here. I want to meet you. I want to have interactions and learn from you. I have a little beaver made from clay. So it's like the beavers have been left out in creating the dams, the puddles, the pools, diverting water to where it needs to go. And your art and the way you move generations together, that's a different tool, but that's a different way of life skills that everybody has a different gifting or a different calling. And it's amazing how if you put your mind, heart, and spirit together, good things are going to happen. Those boulders that we see blocking the path of water gets tumbled away or gets moved. You know, it takes just those little droplets of water all together to make that river of love flow and move. So thank you. And I do look forward to, I wish I could be as active as you in moving and doing, but yeah, but yes, I'm there, and I'm hoping and praying that all those that view this as well will have the courage to just step forward and swing a little, sing a little, move a little, say thank you, or acknowledge all those around, because Creator puts people and animals and life into your pathway. And as long as you're respecting what enters into your field that you can influence, you know, that's the goodness, that's the heartness. Don't worry about all the negatives that are out there. They get moved away from the spiritual energy of all our ancestors and all those in the future that are looking to see us continue on that pathway. So thank you for that.